This tank used to look like this. It was touring pretty good. It was always a little bit of a fuzz though on the wood. And after a little while, it started to look like this. The hair algae was out of control. I battled it the best I could, but it was the wood that was giving off the waste organics. Sometimes you're just not going to beat it. So I decided that I'm going to redo this tank. I'll show you how I treat my plants right before I put them into a new tank and how I went from this to this. So let's see how it flows. I got some wood and I would like to put it together. I really love when it just fits. It just fits nice and snug. I'm going to use super glue and fill it in and make sure that I really get this glued in place well. So I've used the gel type in these areas where it's actually touching. But now what I'm going to do is take some aquasoil and crush it up. And this I'm going to put over the glue, and this will help cover the spots so you don't see that white dried glues in there. You can have areas where you don't want to wad up paper towel or tissue paper or even cotton and fill in those gaps in there. Push it down into that gap and make sure it's all nice and snug. I did a few little spots on this piece right here so I can bond it together much better. Now I'll cover that in glue and that'll be absorbed, and that will help hold those two pieces in place. And make sure you're pretty liberal with it. And don't worry, you really need to get a good amount in there to have a problem. You could use an activator that would make the dry faster, but not always necessary. And once again, cover it up with some dried, crushed up aquasoil. I'm going to get a few spots in the back. Like I said, I really need this one to be really strong because it's going to support everything else. To reach those hard to reach places, I flick it in there, smacking the back of the spoon, throwing it up into the crevices to cover it up. So I just want to kind of fit places, and like I said, I like it how it just fits into place. It just makes it look like it's right, and I like it in this spot right here. This piece I put here in the front, and eventually it didn't get removed, but I got this piece in the middle, and I like this 3 split here. It almost looks like a mouth and a tongue. But always fuss with it, see, flip it around, see what fits best. I like it like that, so I'm going to glue it all back together. And once again, cover it up with some more aquasoil. And that's it. I'm going to see how it goes in the tank. But first, duckweed. Oh my god, this was a big problem. The duckweed and the vallisneria was covering the whole top of the tank, so I got off what I could and started trimming the vallisneria. This was really hard because really this hurt me more than it. I had some 6-foot pieces in here. It was really amazing, but it was just blocking the light and was causing a flow obstruction, and that was feeding this algae issue. So now I got to clean everything up. Let me get it off this filter here. I mean, it was just covering everything. I uprooted some really bad plants and started ripping all the wood out, and any moss, because really it was just woven in and out of the moss. I wasn't going to get it out. So once I got everything removed from the tank, I just did a little bit of cleanup, making some room for the new structure and seeing what I can do to make it fit. Probably going to dig out this bottom here. So I ever so carefully lowered it in there, but I wasn't really expecting this thing to sink. So I kind of just had to hold it down in place until I got it in a position that I liked. Once I got it in a spot, I used a rock that I wasn't going to use in the end to hold it down. Once I got it to stay down, I kind of wanted to clear the space in front of it. This big plant here was going to cover it up. It didn't really look good there. So move these stuff around, and basically I'm going to cover this in epiphyte plants like Anubias, and I'm going to order a bunch of bucephalandra, and we're going to cover this wood all the way up and down the stems here, but kind of just break up some of the plants I have that are already in this tank and put them all over and see how it goes. And yes, I even have a mono shrimp in my pea puffers. Everybody gets along in this tank. I I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. We're going to see how it goes. Finally, my bucephalandra has arrived, and this is how I get my plants out of pots when they're new. I easily push them up from the bottom and then gently spread it, looking for a place where it'll split. And then I easily remove the roots, taking your time to not break any of them. Do this for all your plants. And I got some plants from an auction, and they had been kind of algae on them, and I really wanted to clean everything up. Sometimes some water helps get the rock wool off easier. And then I'm going to soak them in this club soda. You want to cover the plant so they're submerged, and cover it loosely and put it in a dark place. Give it at least 2-3 hours. After a couple hours, pull them back out, and you will find that all the snails have probably died or dropped off at least. And at this point, all the plants have pretty much killed any pathogens. If you're going to do it for algae, I'd say at least 10-12 hours. That club soda, and give them a really good rinsing. This is all you need to do, and you're ready to go in the tank. So now I'm going to start planting all the bucephalandra and the other few crypts that I got. And I really like to stuff the buce into the cracks and let it grow in itself. This little pea puffer didn't appreciate that plant right there. But I want to do it all around the tank in all different spots, just kind of peppering it around, not just up on the wood. I do want to let the tank grow in over time, and that's just a long-term plan, and trying to get it in spots where it would fill out and be able to spread out and have some room. You do want to try and make sure that you're covering with a variety of plants, make it look natural. And that's why in the cracks works really well. But then when you want to put it in places like that, simply a dot of glue. The glue will dry underwater, so all I'm going to do is put a little glue on the root and hold it in place, and voila, it's attached to the wood. Over time, the roots will grow more and they'll start attaching themselves to the wood, so no fear, and it won't harm any of the fish or anybody in the tank. So far, everything's looking pretty good. I did have a little bit of melt pack on some plants, but that's to be expected. Even the red pleco came out. I think he likes it too. Overall, I'm really happy with the way it came out. I think I'm going to give it some time, see maybe fill it in a little bit more, but I'd like to see how they grow. This is a low-tech tank, no CO2, a very light bioload, so I can really pay attention to it and really try and get this to grow the best it can. But ultimately, I just want a balanced environment for all my fish and for the tank to do well, and then just enjoy it, not have to be so involved, and make it an easier bioload to handle and not so intense like my other tanks can be. The diversity in the tanks is what I enjoy, and this way, every tank is a little individual of its own. So I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe, and see you soon.